Okay, great. Happy to have everyone joining us for yoga. Going to do a great session working on our hips and some nice strength movements onto the mat. Let's start with our 3-part breath. So take our hands wide of the body, roll the shoulders away from the ears, take your feet a little bit wide, and take that nice breath in through the abdomen, the chest, and the throat, and exhaling. And it helps to focus our thoughts, filling up the lungs with fresh oxygen, expanding the ribs. This breath stimulates the diaphragm, uses the diaphragm to stimulate the adrenal glands, and exhaling. Bringing your hands onto your waist, adding in the hip circles, taking it as wide as you can, and as slow and as purposeful as you're comfortable with. Your fingers on the abdominal muscles, you can feel your core engaged. And having our feet wide also helps with a little bit of the balance. And we'll do 3 more. And 2 more. And then changing direction. And taking the buttocks out behind, opening up the back, off to the side, feeling the obliques engaged. And 3. And 2. And 1. And coming back, relaxing the hands down the side. Taking the feet a little bit wider, pointing the toes out. We're going to do some nice plie squats. So we're going to bend the knees, dropping the hips, bring the hands up onto the chest. And as we come up, open the body up, exhaling down, inhaling up. If you had hand weights, this might be something that you would like to incorporate, adding some definition to the shoulders, the arms, and the chest. And this is building strength through the upper body by adding in the weights. Our cardio is engaged as we keep moving with our breath. And take those arms wide, open up the pectoral muscles. Nice chest expansion. And by getting our cardio, we're working on metabolism. Back is nice and straight. Bending the knees and the hips. Nice plie. And 3 more. Exhaling down. And 2 more. And last one. And drop to sun pose or goddess pose. For me, I'm just going to take my feet a little bit wider, drop my hips, upper body nice and straight, take my hands wide, and tailbone is underneath, and breathing for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and move to standing straddle. Take the hands down to the thighs, tip the body forward, and lower the head. Bring the hands down onto the mat. And again, you might be able to take your feet just a little bit wider. Nice flat back as my fingers are on the floor. And then I'm going to drop my head down toward the floor, in between my thighs, and allow my weight of my upper body to open up my low back. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Straighten the arms and bend that right knee, come all the way over. So we're now down on the floor. We've got our heel, left heel on the floor, toe to the ceiling. We're on the ball of the right foot, and your buttocks is resting on your back of your right leg. And have that toe up and really feeling the stretch through the inside of the left leg into the groin. And stretching out that hip. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and come back up to that standing straddle, and just take the knees nice and gentle and shift your weight from side to side. 4, 3, getting some flexibility in those hips, and 2, and 1, and then we're going to come all the way over onto the left side. Hands on either side of the left foot. We're on the ball of the foot, right toe up to the ceiling, stretching out the inside of the right leg. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and come back to center. And again, shift your weight from side to side. 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and move back to goddess. So drop the hips, bend the knee, bring yourself all the way back up. Nice straight back. On the inhale, relax the pelvic floor. Engage the pelvic floor and holding goddess. Exhaling 4, 5. Pelvic floor is engaged for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Coming up, bring your hands and walk yourself into mountain. I'm coming back onto the lengthwise on my mat, doing a nice back extension, swan dive, forward fold. Fingers are on the toes or heels. Chest wall coming down onto the thighs. And we'll do that 3 times. So reverse swan dive up, back extension, swan dive, forward fold. That's 2, 1 more. Reaching, open up the abdomen, exhaling. Swan dive, hold here. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and moving to down dog. Soften the knees, hands wide on the mat, hips are up, and push the heels into the floor. Back of the legs are warm from our swan dives and from our straddles. Take your gaze up between your abdomen, pushing those hips up. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Shift your weight forward to plank. Take your gaze between your hands, shift your weight forward. For me, I need to wiggle my feet back. Nice flat back, abdomen is in. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. We're coming down, leading with the chest for 5 and moving into cobra. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and cobra. Toes are pointed, elbows in. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Exhale down. Coming to down dog again. Pushing those hips up nice and high, feet are flat. Just wiggled my way off my mat. Arms are strong. Gaze up to the abdomen. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and moving to cat-cow. So soften the knees, bring your head between the hands, and coming down onto the mat. We'll move through nice cat-cow, where we exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Pushing. We're relaxing the abdomen into the floor. If you want to use your strength, you can. And then rounding out the back in cat. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one. Coming back to neutral position and moving to child's pose. Sorry, take the knees wide, bring the feet together, weight of our hips coming onto the feet, and then taking those arms out nice and wide and long in front of us, resting on your forehead. And on the exhale, allow the weight of your feet, of your hips, to just relax into those feet. Abdomen relaxing into the floor. Arms are nice and strong and extended. Opening up the elbows and the underarm. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Coming back to all fours. This next move is that nice flat foot up to the ceiling. Foot is flat. And knee doesn't need to come any lower than the hip. And working on sculpting that buttocks. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and moving straight to the other side. 4, 5, and just this nice little pulse. Hips are square to the floor. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and bringing the knees down and move into plank. So hands are wide, coming up onto the balls of the feet. Nice plank position. Abdomen is in. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and down dog. For me, I need to take my feet a little bit wider, using the strength in the upper body, getting those hips up, feet are flat. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. On the inhale, relax the pelvic floor. Engage the pelvic floor, step or jump, moving into mountain. Exhaling, 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Exhaling down. Some nice strength work we've just done on the mat there. Going to add in some more cardio, continuing to work on our metabolism, doing some nice horse pose. So the feet are slightly more than hip width. Keep the toes straight though, we don't want them out to the side. So the body is square in front. We're going to drop the knees, adding in these beautiful strong arms, and then shift the weight over to the right. So I have an angle through the left side of my body, holding 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and center, and over to the left. 4, 5, shoulders are away from the ears, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and center. 4, 5, toes and knees are forward, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. We're going to come up out of the pose by straightening the legs. We'll roll the shoulders back. Take a nice inhale. Exhaling through the abdomen, the chest, and the throat. We're going to do horse pose again with the flow. So instead of holding for 5, we're just going to be going back and forth. So roll the shoulders back, take a nice inhale, relax the pelvic floor, engage the pelvic floor as you drop into pose. Exhaling 4, 5, pelvic floor is engaged. 4, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Horse flow over to the right, over to the left. moving at your own speed. Doesn't need to be too fast. When we're purposeful, we focus on the muscles that are doing the work. We want to keep our weight relatively stable and centered, and have the upper body. You're going to feel this through the small of your waist, which is an area that we're certainly working on. And definitely those thighs are engaged. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Back to center. Bring hands to heart. Put some pressure on the palms. Hold the pose. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And coming up nice and strong. Reaching. Open up the front of the body. Look up to the ceiling. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And return to center. Walk the feet in. Coming back lengthwise on my mat. We're going to come down onto the mat for the rest of our time together. Take a nice inhale. Swan dive, forward fold. We'll do 3. Reverse swan dive up. Exhale, forward fold. Open up that low back, hinging at the hips. Last one, reverse swan dive. Exhale, forward fold. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And down dog. Soften the knees. Taking the hands wide, up. Feet are flat. Gaze is between the knees or the thighs, up into the abdomen. Hips are high. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Shift your weight forward to plank. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lead with the chest for 5 into cobra. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And cobra. Elbows in, toes are pointed. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And exhaling down. Move to locust. Sweep the hands down your side and bring the chest and the knees up. Wiggle the fingers. Add some distance between the shoulders and the ears. Toes are pointed. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And coming down onto the mat, resting your chin. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Inhaling up. Last one. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And coming back down, resting on our chin here. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Rolling over onto our left side. Adjust my microphone there. Okay, so I'm laying on my left side. I have my head on my arm. My underarm is on the floor. My left leg is bent. My right leg is long. I'm going to bring my knee up to my face, take my foot in front of my face and sweep it down the length of the mat. I have my hand on the floor in front of me so I don't roll over onto the chest. Focus on the side of the body and keep some space in between the thighs. Knee to face, straighten the legs, sweeping it down. Sweep. As you sweep, bring the abdomen in. working the thighs, the outer thigh. Great range of motion through the hip. And 5 more. And 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one, we end with the leg long, flexing the foot now and bringing it straight up and down. And make sure you're breathing for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Roll over onto your back. Keep that left leg flexed. Hands are down our side, and bring the right leg straight up above the head and down. Doesn't need to touch the floor. You can point the toe here. And again, focusing on range of motion through the hip. We are engaging our core here as well. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. We're going to roll over onto our right side now and work through that whole set on the other side. So right leg is bent, left leg is long, bringing it out, sweeping it down the length of the mat. And 5 more. And 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one, flex the foot and bringing it straight up and down. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2, and 1, rolling over onto our back. Hands are down our side, flex the foot, and bring in the left foot straight up. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Moving into corpse, so we are laying flat. I'm just gonna switch my position around. There we are. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Moving into laying down butterfly or bound angle. So the bottom of the feet are together, bringing the feet as close as you can to your sits bones. Bring your hands behind your head. We're doing butterfly crunches. All you need to do here is get the shoulder blades up off the mat. You don't need to engage your neck. Keep the face up toward the ceiling. And take your time working with your breath. 4, 5 more. And 4. And 3, and 2, and 1, and coming back down. Move back into corpse, bring your hands down your side, pointing the toes for 3, and 2, and 1. Coming to seated staff, you can use your elbows, put your hands on your thighs, using the strength we have been developing to get you up into that seated position, and moving straight into a nice forward fold. Toes to the ceiling, hands coming down the thighs, onto the knees, onto the shins, Stretching out that low back. Reaching, lengthening. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Nice and straight. So, right leg is nice and long. Bring the left foot to the inside of the thigh. Just move a little bit square to the camera there. Roll the shoulders back, taking both hands, coming down that right leg, bringing your face onto your knees. Knee, 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Coming up nice and slowly. Take your right foot over the left knee. Just tuck that left foot underneath the buttocks, your right buttocks. So right foot is on the outside of the left knee. Left foot on the buttocks here. And then take your left elbow to the outside of the right knee and then add in this beautiful Turkish twist. And our gaze is over our right. You can put some pressure on that hip and knee area. Hand is down the side. Beautiful tall back, 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Take a nice inhale. As you come forward, and we'll move into pigeon. So bring the shoulders square and then sweep that right leg all the way around, behind, getting the hips nice and square, and then coming down onto the mat. You can come down onto all fours, onto your elbows. You can lay down. You can stay up with the hands. Find your comfortable spot. Hips are pretty square. We've got our left foot tucked underneath, in through the abdomen, top of the right foot on the floor. Here we are in pigeon. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Roll, sweep both feet back to staff pose. Add in your forward fold. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And we'll move through that on the other side. I'm lengthwise on my mat. I have my right foot tucked in to my left thigh. And I'm forward fold down onto the left side and trying to keep that right knee low. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. And almost visualize pulling the ribs on the right side down onto the left thigh, trying to keep yourself square. And 2, and 1. Come up and move into Turkish twist. We need to release the foot. Over onto the left side. Beautiful tall back, looking over the left shoulder. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Nice inhale as you come forward. Releasing the hands and sweeping that left leg lengthwise on the body. And then moving into pigeon. And in pigeon, I'm up on my forearms. You can be laying down. You can also come up onto those hands, finding the best position for you. For 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And roll back onto the hips and move into butterfly. Bringing the feet together as close to the sit bones as you can. Rolling the shoulders back, gaze is forward and relaxed. For 3, and 2, and 1. And we want to move back into bound angle. So release your hands, bring them behind, and then allow your body to come back down onto the mat, popping your hands onto the back of your head and doing that nice bound angle or laying down butterfly crunch. And again, the focus here is to bring the shoulder blades up off the mat. And 5 more. And 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one. And down. And bring your feet flat on the mat. We're going to move into tabletop. So feet are hip width apart. They are flat, coming up onto your elbows. Adjusting your hands so that they are facing your feet. Inhale, bring those hips up. Tucking your head so it's resting on your shoulders, and these arms, your biceps and triceps are engaged. Bring those hips up. If somebody had a cup of coffee, they could rest it on your stomach and it would not spill. And hold the pose. Beautiful strength. For 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring the hips down as the head comes forward onto the mat, seated forward fold. Take your time. Four, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And again, nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Come to a nice seated straddle to get ourselves nice and square and in position. Then we're bringing our left foot into the inside of our right thigh and doing a nice revolved head stretch. So bring the right hand onto the right shin, sweep this left arm up, and then turn your gaze. And that nice plie arm above the head. 4, 5, and you're going to feel this through your obliques and through those ribs. And 4, hand is up, gaze is up toward the hand. And 3, and 2, and 1. Keep your gaze on your hand. Take your palm to the ceiling and watch the hand all the way down. Flex the hand and then take the gaze forward. Just feel a nice stretch through your ear and collarbone. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring the head nice and square and relax. Seated straddle, make sure you're square. Your hips a little jiggle. Move it to the other side. This nice revolved look up to the right hand. Open up the side body. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and reaching, and 1. Take the palm to the ceiling, sweep it down, watch it. Look at this beautiful range of motion through your neck And then just before the floor, flex the hand, take the gaze forward, open the side of the butt, side of the neck through the ear. Keep the shoulder down, 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And relax, get yourself nice and square. Let's move to cross-legged. Sweep the hands to the low back, forward fold, bringing your chest down onto your calves. The hands are as high as comfortable. Stretching out the shoulders, 4, 5, nice chest expansion. Engaging the hips, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Relaxing the hands down. Bring hands to heart. We're going to do 2 little things with hands to heart. First, hands to heart, and bring the elbows up so they are parallel to the floor. Put some pressure on the palms. Fingertips up to the ceiling. 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're going to change the position of our hands while we maintain the pressure on the palms. So focus your attention on the pressure and start to tip the fingers out, away from the body, and then lower the elbows, taking the fingers down so they're pointing at the feet, keeping pressure on the palms. We're engaging our upper body, 4, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And just take the palms forward and totally relax. Tuck the elbows in, bring the hands onto the knees. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Our final 3-part breath. Abdomen, chest, and throat. Exhale, starting through the throat, into the chest, and into the abdomen. On the exhale. Returning to normal breath. Doing a quick little body scan. We have added some cardio in this evening. Worked on some nice hips, outside of the hips, and some planks to engage our upper body as well. So namaste, ladies. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful to have you on class. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and through text, email, or phone, and I'm happy to customize anything that you need. Have a wonderful day.